The question is Hannah Gadsby funny?
That's a hard question, actually. I thought it'd be a very easy one when the words came out of your mouth, but now trying to answer it's actually a lot deeper than just a straight-up answer. Look, he's funny to the point that he's got a political stance as well. I mean, if you look behind the humour, there's definitely...
Okay, so what I'm going to do is... Or John, sorry.
You fucked me, Harry, again.
That's damning. But look, listen, Tuj, I'm going to put on. You can listen in as well, and we'll give our opinion on. I've just typed into YouTube, funniest Hannah Gadsby. So it's going to give us the best Hannah Gadsby, so we can judge if she's funny or not.
As in the jokes.
The jokes. She's gonna talk. I'll put her on. Let's see if she's actually funny.
Functioning autism, which is a terrible name for what I have, because it gives the impression that I function highly. I do not. To give you an idea of what it feels like to be on the spectrum, basically it feels like being the only sober person in a room full of drunks, or the other way around. Basically everyone is operating on a wavelength you can't quite key into. To give you a visual, this woman is on the spectrum. That is the story of my fucking life. Honestly, it's a funeral, same place, same time last week. Why didn't I get the memo? Why are they kissing? I don't like the sound.
That's really funny.
I never get the memo. I never do. I've always missed the memo. I remember going from being the teacher's pet to being the teacher's nemesis in one lesson. And until I was diagnosed, I never understood what had happened. Now, the lesson was on prepositions, so strap yourselves in for this story. Now, I do like my teacher. She was a good teacher. I like the way she explained things, but we lost each other this way. This is how she began the lesson. She said, imagine a box. And I could do that. I was gifted to a point. Visual thinker, good box, solid, three-dimensional, nothing fancy, but there. And then she said, a preposition is a word that explains your relationship to the box. And that's when my thinking just fell apart, because I thought, I'm related to a box? And then she said, no, you can be behind the box. Does anybody know what the preposition is there? No, they didn't.
It was a long
question.
It was a long setup, setup,
yes,
and no delivery.
Yes, it was a with the that's right. I expected it to climax and pop, but it just kind of went flat.
You know what and this has got nothing to do with her being funny, but like I find her, the way that she talks to you, it's quite condescending, like the way she delivers her material.
In her tone, do you mean? Or
yeah, like just the way she talks, like she thinks like she's pulled out this big word, preposition, you know. Preposition, you know, it's almost like it's gone from stand-up comedy to her trying to educate you, you know, that kind of condescending angle.
You note to the comedians of the world, don't use big words in your delivery. 50% of the average man will not understand it to begin with.
No, that's not true. Look at George Carlin. George Carlin used lots of big words through his stuff, but he was getting to a point, you know. The word was a tool to get you to the joke, to make you laugh, you know.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. I just
my way of thinking would be half the population is not educated enough to understand the big words anyway, so they just won't get the joke out right, and the other half will be overthinking it. So when the delivery, if it's not climatic like this one wasn't, it won't be funny, which it wasn't again.
Well, should we listen some more before we too harshly criticise her?
Harry, I will criticise her on a joke by joke basis.
Let's try the next one, eh?
I said, am I made of box? Now, let me bring you into my thinking.
Immediately, I feel like I'm being tortured.
So, okay, you can be in front of the box then. Does anybody know what the preposition is there? No, they didn't, but I had another question. I said, does the box have a name? I thought if I had a name, I could work out how we were related. Maybe we were cousins. And she said, no, it's a box. Boxes don't have names, Hannah. what boxes do you know have names? And I started listing breakfast cereals. It's like, all right, okay. You can be beside the box. Does anybody know what the preposition is there? No, they didn't. But I had another question. Now, I don't remember my thinking behind this question, but I remember asking it because when I did, everybody laughed and I had no idea why. But I remembered really liking the feeling. Uh-oh.
She's trying. It's
This
not
was
funny,
the
but she's
question. I
trying.
said, am I allowed to eat the box?
Here's the big
Yes,
joke at the end.
everybody is laughing except
Yeah,
me
but
and
you know
the
what?
teacher looking
If
back. I don't know why the fuck she wasn't
Look,
laughing.
you can take the
As far
box
as jokes go, that's a classic.
two ways. You can take it as
She-
a woman's
Just asked
box,
if she
which
was
is
allowed
quite
to
referred
eat.
to these days
It's-
amongst the young population.
She's explaining to us that joke's a classic, as in like, you know, it should have gotten more of a laugh.
Yeah, but look, like I said, if you...
I don't want to be, you know, Tujan, I don't want to be told how to find something funny. I just
Yeah,
want it to
you're
be
right.
funny, you know.
It wasn't funny at all. But if you think of it, like I said, the younger generation refer to a woman's private parts as a box these days.
But that's what she's referring to it as. That's her
Yeah,
joke.
but that, in my mind, it didn't make a connection with that. So she didn't make the connection well, I should say, you know?
Look, I can't watch any more of it, but I'll just get to this quickly. The thing is with Hannah Gadsby is like, she has her audience, right? There are lots of people out there who like her, but that shouldn't, just because I think she's not very funny, doesn't mean she shouldn't have her right to say it. It's like Voltaire said, you know? She should, and that's exactly what she's standing up for, is a system where if you think someone's not funny, you can take them down. But we think she's not funny, so she's stamping on the system that supports her.
Yeah, I did not find those jokes funny at all.
I've watched hours of all of her new specials and stuff, and you know, like she has her moments, and her audience loves a lot of what she says. But I feel like she's just like force feeding you talking points. That's what I feel like.
I mean, even then, there was moments in there where I think you can hear it. She was expecting the audience to laugh, but it was just dead silence.
Well, she just then she after she told the joke, she was like, "That's the best joke ever," you know.
Yeah.
It's like,
whereas even leading up to that joke, there was pauses in there where you were expecting people to laugh, but no one was actually laughing.
yeah.
And she, to negate the awkward silence, she just kept talking, kept going.
What's really interesting about her though is that she promised after you know, Nanette, which was really controversial about a year or two ago.
Tell me about it.
So she brought out this special called The Net, and I watched it, and I had an open mind when I watched it, and you know, there are funny parts to it, but she's more changing comedy, like the comedy stand-up recipe. She's changing it so that you're not. It's like a big tragedy. That's how she's trying to frame it. It's like life's this big tragedy, and
I see. Yes.
And she,
spectrum
yeah, and everyone was like, "Oh, what do you?"
loneliness in class, and not connecting with people.
Yeah, just like, you know, and not about jokes and not about making you laugh. You know, Nanette was actually very sad to watch. When I watched it, it was like, oh, this is a very, very tragic picture. Huh?
Brutal. It's like the roasting of Donald Trump by that guy that was on Jersey Shore. It was
Yeah.
in front of the nation, brutal.
It was interesting. What she was saying was interesting, but I wouldn't go. That's not my go-to place to go to watch laughs. You know, to get jokes.
Comedy. Yeah.
Jokes. You know, stuff when nothing is off limits. You know, I don't want to. You know, can you imagine if people like in America are going to jail for saying a joke?
Yeah, well, that'll just completely collapse that industry because half the 50% of that humour is politically incorrect.
Yeah, and constitutionally they're protected by free speech. You know, Australia doesn't have that same constitutional. You know, we people here are kind of like, yeah, you can jail someone.
Yeah, but don't forget that all come about over there after their massive war of independence against the United Kingdom.
You know, who's a perfect example now of this huge tragedy is Julian Assange. He's in jail right now as we speak for.
Oh, did they get him? Did they get Assange?
No, he's been hiding away in
In an embassy for like.
yeah, like solitary confinement kind of deal, you know.
That's terrible, yeah.
And apparently he's really not well. I just feel sorry for these people, you know. That all they have done is illuminated the dark underbelly of what, you know.
Yeah, Assange has been in hiding in that what do you call it, embassy since oh man, it was like the beginning of the first Iraq War or something, wasn't it?
It's been a long time. At one point, Pamela Anderson was visiting him. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
They're like, Assange, what can we do to shut you up? Get Pamela Anderson in here for me, please. That'll buy you 10 days.
I'd like to start breakfast with Pamela, thanks, and move on to God.
Yeah. It's crazy though, but that's the truth. And you know, Pamela Anderson also, remember in the back of that Sacha Baron Cohen joint, she was kidnapped at the mall by Borat. Do you remember?
That real?
That was real. They staged it on the public, you know.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's so funny though.
Wow. Before Assange, I didn't realise. That's right. That's right. Got into the bloody Anyway, that's a topic for another time. How have we done on the comedy stuff? Are you done torturing me with that graceful content?
Now look, you got to give it its fair time. So let's give it another little clip.
Box!
Bucks is the first thing I
Funny.
hear.
She's like, okay, all right, okay. Shh. Calm down. Okay, we might be on the wrong track. How about we imagine something else in relation to the box then? Okay, how about a penguin? Now, the penguin can be inside the box. Does anybody know what the preposition is there? No, they didn't, but I had some fucking questions about the penguin. I said, what is the penguin made of? And that was the question that broke my teacher. You know you've broken a teacher when a teacher who never swears bad. So, what's the penguin made of? And she's like, penguin? I mean, it's made of penguin. And as far as answers go, that's mwah.
I mean, it's not that bad, but
Yeah, it's just not.
it's not for me.
I'm a comedian. I should be peeing myself.
I reckon that's the key takeaway point there. It's not for me. I just, but look, I don't think she shouldn't, just because I don't like it. Imagine if I was like, no, we've got to cancel her,
No, there's no such thing as that. That goes against the whole free speech and freedom
Yeah,
of fucking...
and that's what I don't like about her, is that she's trying to do that to Dave Chappelle. You don't have the right, Hannah Gadsby, to, what are you, a dictator? Can you imagine that, going up to your boss and being like, I'm going to walk out if you don't fire that man?
Is that what she pulled? Is it on...
Yeah, it's something of that nature.
You gotta be kidding me, Herb. She's talking about boxes and penguins and this and that, and fucking she's trying to get other people into the thing? My goodness.
Trying to get the goat off.
She's got the worst jokes I've ever heard. She overstretches the box joke like it's dead. It go like. See, you know what? She can't read the audience. A good comedian can read the audience and be like, "This ain't working," and has a very smooth, snappy transition that picks them right back up again. She just. Oh God. I tuned out. What did she say at the end there? Something about a penguin? No, I'm joking.
Yeah. I'm just gonna, let's just see, is Dave Chappelle funny? Let's put a little...
I was at home, my son busted, and he said, Dad, I need $250. He's only 12 years old, so I freaked out. What's going on, nigga? Somebody trying to kill you?
It's like punchy. He's got the jokes backed up for days,
Yeah, no, that's right. That's right. No,
he said,
Chappelle works.
No.
He's good.
Kevin Hart's coming to town, and I wanted to see his show. I said, well, how much are the tickets? He said, they're $125. I said, God damn, mine are only $80. I said, well, why do you need $250 then? He goes, because I want to go with you, Dad, please. And there it is. So I took him to the show. And we sit right up front, the lights go down, and one opening act after another goes on. Then Kevin takes the stage, crowd goes nuts. Thousands of people. I was furious.
Oh, it's much funnier than, yeah, way funnier.
The longer the show went on, the madder I got. Because this show was standing. It was maddening. These people were in their stomachs. My son was slapping his knee. They do this too.